If you are second guessing clean setup, then this video is for you. This GBPUSD trade was textbook, but only if you had the confidence to take it. I have discussed all the confluences, both positive and negative, and exact thought process during the execution and while I was on the trade. If you are new into this channel, hello, this is the Trader's Cap. I have spent the last 3 years studying and testing my trading strategy using over a decade of data, refining it without relying on random discretion. My focus is on mechanical, rule-based execution. I track every trade, every emotion, and every refinement to build long-term consistency and edge in the market. This channel is where I document the journey, the lessons, insights, and setups that is helping me to grow as a trader, and so that it will help you guys as well. So let's go over the daily time frame on the GBPUSD, exactly how I was thinking. So this was the GBPUSD trade that I took yesterday, which was on 9th of July. So as we know, we have been pretty much strong bullish order flow on the daily time frame. We have swept enough sell-side liquidities last 2 weeks ago, and we got this strong bullish momentum following that. And what do we got after that? We got this daily changes of character, signaling that it is the start of the pullback. So where is the pullbacks gonna be up to? Well, we don't know, but once we reach discount, the past EQ of the leg, then we can assume probably the higher low is gonna form, and now we may be ready to run the week lows. Week high. So since this was the demand that I was expecting to play, that possible longs, but the market sold earlier from this demand. So we can see there is a refined weak demand, but since we reached the discount, I was just waiting to see if we can get that strong 1 hour bullish order flow, that I would be more than happy to consider buys from there. So this was the daily simple expectation. The order flow was bearish, right? Since we reached discount and we have mitigated some kind of demand over there, now I'm expecting that higher low formation to run the week highs if 1 hour and 4 hours suggests. Simple breakdown from the daily, and if we look on the 4 hour time frame, what do we got? If we look on the 4 hour time frame, as I discussed on the daily, we got this daily changes of character that was a 4 hour swing for me. So we got the 4 hour breakup structure, we pulled back, swept liquidity, and then after we had that pretty much corrective broke to the downside. After that, when we swept the week low, what do we got? We got the immediate V-shaped reactions after sweep. That means there is some bullish intention to push the price higher, right? And what made me even of confidence, what have me that confidence was, since we have built so much liquidities over there and this was mitigated, it gave me confidence to execute on the longs, and I was really happy to trade through this supply as well, since because it was not the best, because it has not broke and closed below this low, and the way it has formed this equal highs above, that's really enough for me to consider buys, and I was more than happy to trade through this, and because I was expecting that to fail. Okay, so I was literally trading into the low probability supply that most likely gonna fail, or if we gonna react, it may be just a reaction point for the pullback into this 1 hour demand or the 4 hour demand to, and before making another leg up. So this was the simply on the 4 hour time frame, and if we go on the medium time frame, that is 1 hour for me. What have we got? So we got 1 hour breakup structure, right? As soon as we got the breakup structure, we know that was this strong 4 hours sell-side liquidity sweep, V-shaped recovery, and after the breakup structure, what do we expect? We expect a pullback. But based on the daily, what do we also understand? That this may actually follow through, because we have the expectation on the daily to run the week high. So simple analysis, this was exactly what I was thinking before session. So this was just before London, 4 a.m. So for longs, what I was waiting is we got this nice bullish move with corrective pullback into some of this demand, right? And now all I'm waiting to see is if we can get that strong bullish IBOS, that is the internal breakup structure, so that I can trade with internal protected low that actually broke some kind of structure. So that will give me enough confidence to execute in the market, because this is a very high probability. This will be the high probability demand formed through sweep of liquidity, which is this one, and coming from the discount, coming from the 4 hour strong liquidity sweep, and coming from daily discount. It's a really high probability. Combining this 1 hour time frame with daily intention as well and the 4 hour intention, that made me to not hesitate during this trade while I was on the trade as well. So without any delay, let's use the bar replay and go with the exact thought process that I had at that time. So as we know, this is the daily 1 hour tens of character. If we see that, then yeah, that will signal the high is weak. But since the momentum is strong to the other side as well, I don't want it to be aggressive just because of that. So like I said earlier, I wanted to see a low that broke some kind of form of structure which is a little bit strong. That is for me the internal high. And maybe if we can get a pullback, then yeah, that would be nice. So that was what I was thinking. Let's see. So this is 5 a.m. Nothing to do yet. We got the tens of character. Like I said, I wanted to see the high to get broken above. So now we haven't got yet. So seeing some kind of pressure from the bearish, but nothing much at this time. During London, we got a strong 1 hour eyeballs. Why am I saying this strong? Because we are coming from daily discount, right? We're coming from 4 hours strong liquidity sweep, and we got this immediate retrace. Even on the 1 hour, it looks so clean that V-shaped recovery, nice corrective pullback, swept liquidity, convincing breakup structure. Now I have this POI. So this is where I want to be a little bit loose and flexible with the POI selection. Why? Because whenever we have that initial trend change and whenever we have reached discount of the daily, especially when the daily objective is complete, we often see the impulsive phase. Now it's not going to be very corrective pullback, it's not going to be slow, it's going to be very impulsive price action. That's why I went to, since this was unrefined, since this was very refined for me and it was too small, I would jump to 2 hour time frame and saw the POI, how it was built. And I can see that POI was built like that. It's so clean. So I took this whole range on the from the 2 hour, because 1 hour was not enough for me, because I didn't want it to be so tight with my POI selection. And because of that, I jumped a little bit ahead. So this is exactly what how I drew the POI at the time. And this POI has swept liquidity as well, has led to the convincing break of structure, that is internal breakup structure. And the fact that we still have this 4 hour supply above acting as a magnet. See, the price, whenever we have this impulsive phase coming in, we always need to ask, where is the most likelihood the price is gonna go? So for me, and the way the price action has developed, since we have nothing in this point, right? There is no inducement, there is nothing supply. So price often becomes very impulsive whenever we have nothing. Since we have this 4 hour supply, so price may wants to pull back up to here, provide some reaction, and then go. At least I'm expecting some reactions, because that is the supply that led to the convincing breakup structure on the 1 hour time frame. So nothing else. I'm not thinking it may want to pull back and then go. So I'm actually thinking, like, since we have this clean liquidities above and the daily and the 4 hour combining all of that with this kind of V-shaped reaction, I was expecting this is going to be just a reaction point for the pullback to head higher, so that we can run the daily week high. So not thinking so far ahead, but just focusing on the recent price action. We got this internal breakup structure, we got the POI from the sweep. Now I have this demand. All I'm waiting to see is if I can get nice entry model to capitalize on the trade. So if we zoom in a little bit on the M15 now, because that's my execution time frame. Yeah, so what do we got? We got nice lead in front of it, inside this POI. So I'm using this liquidity, this inducement, so that it can get liquidated and I'll have my entry model set up. Let's see if we can get liquidated over there. Nice, we got liquidation at 8:30 a.m. during London time, and after that I placed my buy stop over there to 1 pip buffer 1.5. That's gonna give me 17.8, something like that. And yeah, it's gonna be how much? It's gonna be 1 2. Okay, that's I use fixed 2R. So I didn't really like initially, because the take profit was just inside this 4 hour supply. Since I was expecting this to fail and I was expecting this kind of reaction only to mitigate some kind of demand over there before making another leg up to the upside. So I was really happy to trade through that. So this is the risk I mean, as a traders, we have to accept, because whenever we are combining this trade with daily time frame, with the 4 hour time frame, we really need to be a little bit more ambitious and happy to trade through some risk, so that we can really be in the market when a higher time frame is suggesting, right? So for me, the main negative confluence for me was 4 hour supply having take profit just here. And another negative confluence is that I don't know, probably this one. So we had this daily demand unmitigated. So we may want to see another deeper mitigation before making its way up. We don't know, but the way we pushed up, I really like it. So that those were the negative confluence for our supply, daily demand below. And the main positive confluences for me was PY form through sweep, internal breakup structure, initial trend change after this impulsive move, so that means it may follow through. And another positive confluence for me was, you know how these liquidities were built, and when we swept this one, we got this v-shaped recovery. That means we have this equal highs to target. So combining the sell side liquidity sweep on the 4 hour time frame, and with these liquidities above acting as a magnet, and 4 hour supply obviously, and with this all being mitigated, and yeah, those were the positive confluences, and those were enough for me to execute in this trade, because it was a very high probability trade for me, at least for me, and according to the way I trade. So that's exactly how I set it up. I got tagged in this candle since there was FOMC meeting minus, I think, later in 13. That's gonna be 3 p.m. London time. No, 17. So that's gonna be, I think, 5 p.m. Right? No, 7 p.m. So yeah, price may be a little bit choppy because of that, but this was more than enough for me to take risk and trade through this 4 hour supply and see how it goes, because we still have that news coming later in the day. So this was the trade. I got into the trade. It was all set up. Even if it is lost, I don't care. It's fine. So after that, we chopped around a little bit, but we eventually hit the stop loss. So that was the trade for me. I followed my plan 100%. There was no any hesitation. There was no any what if but, like it was aligned from the daily perspective as well, from the 4 hour perspective. 1 hour showed me direction. It wants to go up, so it was clean enough for me to take this trade. So yeah, if you found this breakdown useful, I think you're gonna like the next one too. I'm gonna put it somewhere here, and yeah, watch it. Let's learn. Give me the feedback, guys. Happy to learn and grow. Yeah, thank you for watching. Cheers, guys.